Hey everyone, Marlo 1980 here. Take number 2. Trying to use my new computer with the webcam and I get to 8 minutes and it shuts off. I'm not sure if this will even work. So if it does, we got our fingers crossed. If not, well, I'll go back to Dell support and figure it out. This is my Christmas gift, and I'm not tech savvy. We know this. Anywho, this is another podcast, knit, crochet, yarn, fiber related. And let's see, today is Wednesday the 22nd at 7:30 at night. I'm coming to you from Escanaba, Michigan. You can find me on Instagram, Marlo1980, and Ravelry as Netta2002. Welcome back. No finished objects, because I had to start so many new ones. And I don't even think I bought any new yarn. Oh, I did today. I bought some rag yarn. I'll show that next time. I just got some sugar and cream at Walmart. Some green and white variegated. And it's all the way in the other room and I don't want to get up. Because I keep having to get up. So, I'll show you what I've been working on. Started sock number 2 for my dad. Maybe. Close enough. There's sock number 2. Sock number 1 is done. And this is in the Barocco Comfort Sock, color 1814. Hopefully I get that done. It doesn't take me a year like the other one. I'm getting used to the bigger needles with socks, so that's good. My Auntie socks with the splat colorway. It looks so dark because it's nighttime. It is Cascade Heritage Paint yarns, size 1, 2.25 needles. I'm doing the I Heart Toe Up Socks from the Wendy D. Johnson Toe Up Socks book that I got. I'm loving the pattern. I think I'm actually going to, next time I do it, if it's in a variegated color, I'm going to, instead of just doing the outline of the heart with purl stitches, I'm going to do the whole heart with purl stitches and see how that looks. It might not look right, so, and I really like how it's done. It's just hard to see on variegated yarn, so we'll see. But those are for my auntie, and she's a size 8. So, not too long before I start the heel. She got tiny feet compared to me, 10. Tiny feet compared to Daddy. He's 14 triple wide. Which would explain why it took me a year to do the first sock. And I know he's going to love it and want more. Maybe bulkier yarn. But I decided to make my brother a pair of socks, even though he keeps telling me, no, I don't want any. And he's like me, picky with socks. We have where we don't like the feel of, you have to have just the right sock because our feet are sensitive with nerve pain and issues. Well, because I'm not sure if he's going to like them, I am using Red Heart, Heart and Soul that I got for myself. I get a lot of these yarns for me and they go to everybody else because I'm not very selfish when it comes to knitting or crocheting. I wish I was. Not completely, but enough to have things that are mine instead of going to everybody else. Now, my mom liking everything I make, that's acceptable. My daddy liking everything I make, that's acceptable. Them getting everything I make, well, namely my mother, is okay. It's just time for me to be a little bit selfish. Make for me. And I actually have something I started for me. And she even said it's for you. So we're good there. And that's okay. And even if she wound up loving it, I'd give it to her in a heartbeat. Because that's my mommy and I love her. And how do you say no to your mama? I mean, come on. It's your mama. Anyway, back to the sock. It's Red Heart, Heart and Soul. It is backwards for me. 73% wool, 27% nylon. Superfine 1 in the color Riverstone. And I really, really like this colorway. Almost, and I actually, for Red Heart, now I know a lot of people don't like cheap yarn, don't like Red Heart yarns. I don't care what kind of yarn I use, whether it's really cheap yarn or really good yarn. And for me, I like the feel of it just fine. It's wool, it's nylon, not much different than a lot of others. And there's my toe beanie, as some would say, in the brown Riverstone, browns and blues colorway. So pretty. I really, really like it. I don't think I'm going to do a pattern. I think I'm just going to straight stockinette knit this one, and using my new Chow size 1 2.25 millimeter. All socks I do on size 1 2.25 millimeter. Always 72 stitches. That's just what works for me. Whether it's I knit too tight or however it works for everybody, that's just what I do. I know a lot of people do a smaller stitch count. That works for me. Same with Daddy. His are 72 stitches, but his are on a 3 millimeter. Did I do that right? That might not be right. Chow 2.5 3 millimeter. So if that was right from what I just said. His are just on a bigger needle. So that's what I've been working on. I started my brother's sock and the new one for my daddy. And I go back and forth because I, winter skin with the cracks, poke holes. And what else I worked on? You're going to see my jammies. And I can stand up with this one. Working on my best friend's corner to corner. And the colorway is not showing up well. It's the Panther Pink. I'm just doing corner to corner. On the floor, if I drape it a little bit on the floor, it's up to a little past my shoulder. I want it maybe 2 or 3 stitches higher, then I'll decrease. Although I am already decreasing on this side. So just increasing on the one. And hopefully, I'm hoping to get that done. I'm sure it won't be done by the end of this month, but maybe, the beginning of February. Give that to her for Valentine's Day. She's waited long enough. She's probably forgot I'm making it for her. And I really want to get that to her. I haven't worked on my crystal blue shawl. I think that was the name of it, by Bag O' Day Crochet. Not in a shawl mood. I'm in Afghan sock mode. Totally. Which brings me to the one I'm working on for me. That Mama knows is for me. And if she wound up saying she wanted it, I'd gladly give it to her. I love my mommy. Or my daddy. If he said he wanted it, without a doubt. This was from the Hirschners. When I went to the store they have at Stevens Point, Wisconsin. I believe that's where it's at. I want to do, I think I said it last time on the last Crafty podcast there. I'd like to do the warehouse sale. Have to think. And get Afghans in a kit, because I really like that concept of getting the yarn and the pattern in a kit. Will I get yarn out of there that's not in a kit? Probably sock yarn, probably all kinds of yarns, because they have really good sales. Well, this, I love fall, I love Halloween. That's what this reminded me of. So the yarn is Hirschner's Pastry Puff, pastry plus pastry puff yarn in the color number 0104, color name Carrot Blend, B-L-E-N, although I'm sure it's probably Carrot Blend. It's 100% acrylic, number 3 lightweight, 10 ounces, 284 grams, 743 yards, 680 meters. I don't pay attention to any of that stuff unless I'm doing a specific pattern. And I started it, and it is with a 5 millimeter hook, if you can even see it. I don't know if you can see it's a 5 millimeter hook. From a set I got off Amazon for like $10, $15. And that's the back. This is where I'm at. I thought about starting with yellow, like the picture showed, and then I'm like, no, I'm who I am. Start right. I don't color control, and I never knew people did that with like the cakes and the variegated yarns that are more like stripy and all that they color control. And then when I started watching people that did, I understood why they did. And at the same time, for me, I just don't care that it changes just at the drop. And some people, it drives them nuts, and so this probably drives them nuts. And that's okay. You know, we're all different. And I just like it to go how it's going to go. That's what I want. I did start it was the Crochet Crowd crochet along last year. I ripped it out. The Study of Planet Earth. And it was color controlled. And for me, color control, I just use so much of a color, then I'll switch to another. And that's what I was doing, is scrap yarns. And then my stitch count was way wrong from what it should have been. And I'm like, you know what? We'll just start over. I ripped it all out. I want to wait to do it because some of those stitches are tricky. This year is all about using up stash, so I'm sure I will start it. I'm just right now, I really want to finish this one. This is only 2 cakes of yarn, so it's only 2 of these. You know, working on it when I want. For me, it's really finish the corner to corner. I know a lot of people are doing Stash Buster knit crochet alongs. I know Crazy Sock Lady is. So for my brother's sock, I've had that yarn for 3 or 4 years. I could definitely throw that in the Stash Buster because I started the sock Sunday. But I really, for me this year, I want to finish what I've started. The Afghans. That's a big thing. And use up my scrap yarn. So yes, I'll still buy yarn. I want to go to the Hirschner's warehouse sale. At the same time, I want to use up what I have. And that is my goals. Use up what I have. My friends will be first. The Magnificent Mandala, that'll be as I feel like working on it because it's for me. I'm not worried about it. My friends I'm worried about, I want to get it done. The socks I really want to get done for my aunt. Hers are first, then my daddy's second one. Kind of them two together. The one sock and then the pair of socks, which I have to kind of measure with my mom's feet. She's size 8.5. My aunt is an 8. I can measure a little bit better with her feet. A lot of people measure to get perfect. I measure to be close enough. Never had a problem. Nobody's ever said, oh, they don't fit right. No, they're too big. No, they're too small. Nobody's ever complained. So, and I'm just learning. I did the free week trial of Blueprint and decided to sign up for it. I'm learning about doing the measurements for the feet. My first toe up sock, she did have it, but I didn't quite understand it. Watching more than one way of looking at it and reading about them, different sock books. Okay, my phone's going off. I apologize, that was my phone. I'm starting to understand it. I'm visual learner, and I didn't watch it enough times with the Susan B. Anderson's My First Toe Up Socks. That was how I learned to do socks. I bought her class on Crafty. Now it's Blueprint. I didn't watch it enough to learn it. And visually, you know, I have to watch it a few times, and then if I have questions, I'm one of those, I don't ask. I should just ask. That's what you buy the class for. It's like doing an online course. It's exactly what it is. I got an online degree, so I should not be worried. But it don't matter. I did the free week trial and wound up signing up. I don't know how many months I'll keep it. If I'll keep it right now it's indefinitely, because there's sweater knitting and there's crochet, different crochet techniques I don't know. Cooking, baking. There's painting, drawing. I just saw fitness ones on there. That's new. I don't remember that. Sewing, there's everything on there. And I do have a sewing machine. We don't get along. I want to give her a name, but right now the name wouldn't be very nice because I sewed my finger to a zipper. That hurts. So me and her are not on speaking terms. It's been a year and a half. Probably just a year. We're not on speaking terms. I'll get there now with the classes. I'll get there. I'm thinking, start small, pillowcases. Start what would be kind of basic and easy. So that's what I'll do. I do want to make project bags. I don't think I'll sell them. If I get good at them, maybe. I don't know. Right now it's just trying to learn all what I can. So, but this year with that getting blueprint, I'm understanding about sock measurements, and I always measured for the heel part to figure that, and the width around and all that, and the length. But understanding why you're doing that instead of just kind of generalizing. You can make them actually to fit, if there's different style feet out there, and that's kind of cool, and makes me kind of understand, hoping I'll understand sweater knitting better, and maybe even sewing. That's the plan. Just really pay attention to get better. Maybe it'll help me perfect in other areas, or get good at in other areas. Or maybe not have so many troubles, like starting 20 times on a pair of socks. I started trying on DPNs, and I probably should have just started on circulars, because for me that's easier. Even if I do toe up, I have to start on circulars. It's easy. I don't get ladders. Eventually I'll get good at DPNs. I'm okay with DPNs cuff down. I'm actually better DPNs cuff down than I am circulars. So there you go. But learning and getting there, that's my plan. And that's about it. Other than that, it's life stuff if you're still around. I had my first physical therapy appointment for my spine, which is where they check everything over to see where I'm at, so at the end they can see how far I've come. My left side is a lot weaker than my right side, and I'm seeing a different physical therapist because the doctor wants me to have aqua therapy. I have no problem hopping in a pool. That's fine by me. She questioned why I wasn't back with my other physical therapist. Well, he's in the different office in Gladstone, and there's no pool there. That's why I was there. And she just chuckled because she didn't realize that was in the order, so she had to go get more paperwork for me to fill out, which was fine. And pretty sore tonight just from her bending my legs and moving them around differently, checking my hips to see if they work, and bending my leg around to see how far I'm agile, which I couldn't believe it went that far. Pick my knee up and twist and down. Wow, I could actually do it. That's not like me. But I haven't fallen recently, knock on wood. That's probably why, or slipped my pelvis out of place or anything like that. So Friday will be my first appointment, which is funny. My dad's in physical therapy for the first time in his life for his back. He's going to another facility here, and he's doing aqua therapy. Like father, like daughter. So that's kind of been new. Mom's doing good, holding their own. Been slowly taking down Christmas because she really enjoys Christmas. My brother's a truck driver. He really loves the decorations up, so we've been slowly taking them down. We're going to hold off on the tree a little bit longer just because they enjoy it. And you know what? If you enjoy it, leave it up. I have friends who put up their tree before Halloween. If you love it, that's what you do. Who cares what anybody else thinks? Who cares? Be you, do you. So, other than that, I decided to try DDP yoga. And if I haven't mentioned it before, for those that know me know I love wrestling. I wanted to be a wrestler before I got real sick and couldn't walk, and then was scared I might actually hurt somebody, and better not do that anymore. He is a wrestler who injured his back real bad, and his wife at the time got him to try yoga. Well, he now has his own program, and there's an app. I have it on my Roku, and there's the bed series where when you haven't been doing much physically, you start there. That's the ones I've been doing just to kind of see what I can and can't do. They're not that long. The one is 10 minutes. I think the other one is 12 or 15. Then the other one's like 18 or 20, something like that. So 10, 15, 20. And just to kind of see, I've only been doing it a couple days, which is maybe why she can move my leg for my hip to see the level I could move things without pain and all that. And I'm enjoying it. Trying to stick with it, trying to stick with things this year, doing it, trying to think differently. To stick with things instead of, oh, I want to start this new project, or oh, I should do that thing, and then just giving up on everything because it's not working my way. Gotta be different, gotta think different. It's 2020, it's time. And I'm just doing it to not injure myself so much, maybe have a little bit better balance, better mobility, no tripping as much, no falling as much. That's the biggest reason. So with the therapy and that, I'm not gonna go beyond that anytime soon because of the therapy. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully that helps kind of just help me with my balance and all that. And he's really, really good. He's a very positive person, and he's got some books out there, and just very positive, think positive, and that's how I always try to be. And lately I haven't been that person. I've been very down, very complaining a lot, and that I don't usually complain about taking care of my mom or being drained out and wore out and just needing rest and this. And lately I've been not me. Got to get back to my happy. Need to get back to reading my Bible, my books with positivity, and get back to who I am, because I miss who I am. And a big thing with helping was getting the blueprint, because that's something for me. Starting the blanket is for me. I'm with the physical therapy, I'm kind of taking it as me time. Even though it's doctors and therapy, it's a pool, it's me time. So, and if I get to where I'm good with my balance and all that, maybe I'll try water aerobics again. I love doing it up until I was doing the walk across the pool, and somehow I think my foot slipped or something. That's my pelvis went out of place, and kind of got nervous about going back, because I'm thinking if it was that easy to slide it out, that's not good. Of course, I'm doing the exercises to build the muscles up around it, so it probably won't happen as easily as last time, but maybe that's something I could do this summer. I always like the early class, early bird, and get it